Some stories feel inevitable, as if they were always meant to be, as if the world would somehow find them, no matter what. And so goes this story, but not without its struggles. Because for years, this story didn't belong to the world at all. It lived in notebooks, on scraps of paper, written in cafes where time was measured by refilled cups, on long train rides where ideas had to be captured before they disappeared, and in moments of exhaustion, when giving up would have been easier than continuing. In the early 1990s, the author believed in her story completely, but no one else did. She had written a children's fantasy about a boy who didn't know he was special, a boy raised in neglect, a boy who would one day discover a hidden world filled with magic, danger, friendship, and choice. She sent the manuscript out to publishers and waited. The answers came back quickly. No. Then more firmly. Too long, too strange. Fantasy is a risky genre. This won't sell. Again and again, the same response. 7 to 12 publishers, depending on who you ask, rejected the manuscript. Each rejection chipped away at something fragile. Hope, confidence, certainty. She was living on government assistance, raising her daughter alone, unsure if she should keep going or finally just let the story die. But she didn't. One more submission. One more envelope, one more chance. More than once, she considered stopping, putting the manuscript away, accepting that loving a story doesn't mean the world will love it back. The manuscript landed on the desk of a small British publishing house. Not a giant, not a trendsetter, just a quiet company deciding what risks it could afford. The editors were unsure. The book was long, the author unknown, the market uncertain. It might have ended there, and it almost did. But then, something unexpected happened. The head of the publishing house took the manuscript home, not to read himself. He handed it to someone else, someone with no industry knowledge, no marketing instincts, no concern for trends or profit margins. He handed it to his 8-year-old daughter. She read the first chapter. Then she asked for the second, then the third. Then she begged her father to let her keep reading. She told him it was the best story she'd ever read. That moment, quiet, ordinary, easy to dismiss, actually changed everything. The publisher listened. The book was accepted, but cautiously. A small advance, a modest print run, low expectations. Even then, no one imagined what would follow. Because that story, the one rejected 7 times, the one nearly abandoned, would go on to redefine children's literature, to pull millions of kids away from screens and into books, to become a global phenomenon, translated into dozens of languages, spawning films, theme parks, and generations of devoted readers. The author was J.K. Rowling. That book was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And that small publishing house was Bloomsbury Publishing. The twist of fate wasn't a marketing genius. It wasn't a perfectly timed trend. It was a child, a father who listened, a daughter who loved a story and a single decision that kept a world from disappearing before it was ever born. Sometimes history isn't shaped by certainty, or the experts. It's shaped by persistence, by quiet belief, by the courage to keep going when no one else is watching, and by the small voices we choose to listen to along the way. This has been Twist of Fate Radio. I'm Angela Clark. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest choices lead to the biggest consequences. Want to explore more stories like this? Visit twistoffateradio.com. There you can read more details about this story and others like it. Plus, you can submit your own Twist of Fate story to be considered for a future episode. You never know what twist of fate is coming next.